This tutorial is designed to show you how to weight grades in Blackboard 9. We'll first talk about categories, and then creating weighted columns, and then setting the percentages, and then entering zeros for students that haven't completed assignments. So the first thing we do is go into Blackboard 9, log in, go into one of the courses that we want to create these columns in. And once we're in the Grade Center, I'll show you, I've created a scenario where students have two different types of grades. They have tests and they have quizzes. And you'll look, their grades are completely different, their total columns. But I want to weight this so that their tests are worth 50% and their quizzes are worth 50%. So the first thing I have to do is make sure that I have these tests, two columns in the correct category, and these quizzes in the correct category. You can change categories by going to Manage and Column Organization. And what you need to do is any of your columns that you want in a specific category, for instance these two tests, if I want them in the category tests, I click there, check their box, and then I change category to test. And mine are already set and my quizzes are set, so I don't have to make any changes. But I think grading by category and weighting by category is the easiest thing to do. So after I hit submit and cement those changes, I'm then going to come in here and I'm going to go create calculated column. And I want to go to weighted column. I'm going to give it a title. And then what I want to do is I'm going to have this display as a percentage, and I'm going to weight this according to categories. You can according to columns, but I want to do both my tests and my quizzes. So I'm going to click on test, click this arrow to move it over here, and I want to put in the percentage it's worth, 50%. If you want to drop a grade, you can. You can drop the lowest grade or the highest grade by entering 1 if you want to drop the lowest for one lowest score or two lowest scores, so on and so forth. Now, the other category I want to bring over here is quizzes. I select it and hit over, and I need to put its percentage in as well, so 50%. And that's all I need to do, those two categories. Yours might be more complicated than that, and that's fine. I want to make sure I weight these columns equally, so each column is worth the same amount. Proportionally would be based on the number of points that they're worth. Now, running total is selected as yes here, and that means that if a student doesn't attempt something, I need to put a 0 in, otherwise it won't count that towards that student's grade. All right. Then I'm going to hit submit, and what you'll see is the weighted total here. These students have very different total points. So they have 220 or 210 and they have 120. But you'll see that their grade's the same because they've received 100% in one category and 50% in the other, and so that's 75% total. And then this student has created, gotten 100% in both, and they have 100% overall. So there's a big difference between the total and the weighted total when you go to calculate these students' grade. If these were based on percentages, it would be a big difference. So that's how you create them. Just remember that if a student doesn't finish an assignment, make sure you put a 0 in for their grade. So that's how you weight grades. Thanks for watching this tutorial.